Hello and welcome back. I really appreciate you joining me today. I hope you're well. Now, I actually am not that well. I've actually had COVID for the last few days, but I'm back on the mend now, here today to talk about the transfers that have happened in the Premier League. Now, I don't know whether I want to give regular transfer updates because the transfer window is very long, and I'm actually the sort of football fan that prefers to just talk about transfers when they're done and when the season's actually started and where they're going to fit into a specific team and identity within that team, rather than necessarily talk about rumours. But I'm going to do a transfer video update today and then see how I feel in terms of whether I want to make more content around transfers and whether you guys might want that who are watching. So let's start off by talking about Arsenal and Vieira. Now, he has signed from the Portuguese league for £31 million. I'm not going to pretend like I've seen this guy play before. Having said that though, he's very young, and £31 million I don't think's too much. Maybe it's a significant amount for a team like Arsenal, who are in the Europa League and who haven't spent too much money in recent windows, especially post-COVID. But I think it's a relatively exciting signing for Arsenal and another young player to add to the plethora of young players that Arsenal have in their team. Next is Tottenham. Now, they've already signed 3 players, one of them being Fraser Forster, more as a backup goalkeeper, which I think is quite a sensible option because he can tick the English homegrown players quota box. And also, for a backup goalkeeper, he's not too bad. He's ended the season very well for Southampton. Then you also have Perisic on a free transfer, and I think this is an excellent signing because, yes, he will be paid a lot in terms of player wages, but obviously in terms of an actual fee, Tottenham haven't paid anything. And also Perisic is a proper winner, so being extremely successful for Croatia, and will most likely for Tottenham play at that left wing back role, but then can also play up front as well if needed, if Tottenham are chasing for an equaliser or winner. So I think Perisic is an excellent signing, but he also adds that proper experience within that Tottenham team and that winning mentality. And then you also have Bissouma for £26 million, which I think is a phenomenal signing. £26 million in this day and age, especially for a team like Tottenham, who are a Champions League club, is a good fee. He was excellent at Brighton and can play as a number 6 or as a box-to-box player. A fantastic signing for Spurs. In terms of Chelsea, they haven't signed anyone significant. It's mainly been outgoings that have been significant. You've had the likes of Danny Drinkwater being released, Jake Clark-Slaughter being released, and then Rudiger's the key one, rejecting a new contract at Chelsea and joining Real Madrid. And I don't think this is necessarily such a terrible thing for Chelsea. What's a little bit more concerning is the fact that Rudiger's leaving, and then also Christensen's leaving, and then potentially Azpilicueta's still leaving as well. So there's still a significant amount of uncertainty at Chelsea. But then also you have Lukaku leaving, going back to Inter Milan for a loan fee for a year of £8 million with no buyback option. So it just shows that the Chelsea striker curse is still there at Chelsea. I don't think they'll necessarily spend a lot in this window because they've just got new owners. I think it's more going to be January and then next summer where Chelsea are going to start spending significantly more and then start properly challenging for the title. Then you have Liverpool signing Núñez for £67 million. Given Liverpool's recruitment in recent years, I trust that they've got this signing spot on. They've also signed Carvalho from Fulham for £5 million, which I think is an excellent signing for someone so young who showed so much at Fulham, who dominated so many games in the Championship. I think it's a brilliant, brilliant move for Liverpool. And then Mane heading out for a reported £35 million. Liverpool paid £30 million for Mane all those years ago. So the fact they're making a slight profit on this deal when he's only got 1 year left on his contract and he's given so much to Liverpool, I think it's a brilliant bit of business from Liverpool's point of view. And the fact that Mane wants to leave shows that they kind of really had to get rid of him in a way. But then also Liverpool have Núñez, Jota, and of course Luis Diaz, ready-made replacements for Salah, Firmino, and then first of all leaving Mane. So I think it's an excellent bit of business from Liverpool's point of view. You have Leeds as well. Leeds have been very busy in the window already, and they kind of had to be, given that they just stayed up by the skin of their teeth. Rucker joining from Bayern Munich for just under £11 million. I think this is a really solid signing, given that he's a versatile player, but generally speaking plays in midfield as a defensive option, and then at 25, still relatively young, so I think that's a good signing. And then Christensen and Arison linking up with Jesse March again, both signing from Red Bull Salzburg in the Austrian league. Christensen for £11 million and then Arison for just under £30 million. And it shows that the Leeds owners are really backing Marsch and his coaching staff by already signing 3 players from different clubs, 2 of them being from Red Bull Salzburg. So it's a good start from Leeds. They needed to sign new players for sure and refresh the squad. The fact they've done it so early on is really positive from Leeds' point of view. I know this happened a while ago, but I can't make a transfer video without mentioning Erling Haaland signing for a reported £54 million. And it's the missing piece with Man City. They needed a striker and they've got it in Haaland. Aggressive, tall, arrogant striker, very young as well. I think he'll hit the ground running at Man City. He's just scored so many goals in the Bundesliga. What's interesting to note though is the fact that so many players who have come from the Bundesliga to the Premier League have struggled initially. Leon Bailey and Jadon Sancho are 2 recent examples that I can think of on the top of my head who have come from the Bundesliga and struggled to make an impact in the Premier League. But with Haaland, it just seems like it's different. He seems like he's already built in terms of his stature and his strength. He's built for the Premier League. He's scored so many goals for Dortmund. And the fact that Man City creates so many chances, I can't see Haaland not doing well, let's be honest. Then for Saints, we have Bazunu. Excellent signing in my opinion. He was Portsmouth Player of the Season, and then for Southampton just to announce the signing was so funny with the smirk emoji, and then just to flex the fact that they've bought Bazunu outright. I just think it's very funny. But like I said, excellent signing. He's already got over 10 caps for Ireland, 20 years old. For a goalkeeper, that is insanely, insanely young. I think Bazunu can go right to the top. I'm surprised that Man City have actually sold him, but fair play Southampton. It's an excellent, excellent signing. And with Saints, I think in recent seasons, that's been the one key area in their squad that they really struggled with, because McCarthy, he seems to improve towards the end of the season, as does Fraser Forster. But I think Southampton now have got their proper #1 goalkeeper. The step up from League One to the Premier League is significant, but I think if Southampton give him a chance, Bazunu could be a really good signing. Then, speaking of goalkeepers, we have Nick Pope going to Newcastle. Again, an excellent signing. He's not going to play out wonderful passes out from the back, so like a maybe Jordan Pickford, but in terms of a proper traditional goalkeeper, shot stopper, who's tall and who's aggressive, comes up for crosses really well, Nick Pope is right up there in the Premier League. An excellent signing for Newcastle, and I didn't think they needed to particularly improve their goalkeeping area that much, because I think Dubravka's a solid goalkeeper, but Nick Pope for sure is an upgrade on that. So Newcastle signing Nick Pope, brilliant, brilliant signing for them. Then we have West Ham signing Urgood for £31 million. I've completely butchered that surname, but he seems to me like a ready-made Ogbonna replacement. And I think Ogbonna is actually a solid left-footed centre-back, but with his age and his injury record, I think West Ham did need a replacement for that. And they've got him. £31 million is a lot of money. And again, I'm not going to pretend like I've seen him play before, but could be a good signing for West Ham. And then finally, we've got Ryan Fredericks, who was released by West Ham, and Bournemouth have picked him up on a free transfer. 3rd time now Ryan Fredericks has arrived at a club on a free transfer. Well, I think it's 3rd time. He ran his contract down at Fulham, then he joined West Ham. Then now he's run his contract down at West Ham and joined Bournemouth. Smart from his end, because he's going to earn more money and his agent. But for Bournemouth's point of view, I think it's a good signing. Ryan Fredericks, I think, is a consistent Premier League performer. He's certainly an upgrade on Jack Stacey and Adam Smith. I do feel kind of sorry for those guys, though, because Adam Smith's been a really good servant for Bournemouth, and Jack Stacey is a young English promising right-back. Having said that, though, Ryan Fredericks is an upgrade, and Bournemouth need to improve defensively, because even in the Championship last season, Bournemouth weren't the greatest defensively, so I think Ryan Fredericks is a sensible signing. Then to finish on talking about other rumours and deals that are about to be finished, Joe Rothwell is about to sign for Bournemouth, reportedly. Again, I think it's a really decent signing. He was excellent for Blackburn, arguably one of their better players last season and most consistent performers, and I think he can make the step up in the Premier League. And it's also a smart signing for Bournemouth, because if they get relegated, Joe Rothwell will be a really, really good, consistent player for them. Then we have Dean Henderson arriving on loan at Nottingham Forest from Man United. Again, a really good signing. With Brice Samba leaving, Nottingham Forest needed to bring in a new #1 goalkeeper. And for Dean Henderson, I think it's a smart move from his point of view, because he needs regular game time to try and make the England squad. And for Nottingham Forest's point of view, Dean Henderson is a consistent Premier League performer. And since Sheffield United have not played Dean Henderson, because Dean Henderson played for Sheffield United in the first season of the Premier League and was very good. But in Sheffield United's second season, they had Aaron Ramsdale, and Dean Henderson didn't get much game time. But when Henderson has played in the Premier League, he's looked decent. It's just that he's had De Gea in front of him, who's a much better goalkeeper. But for Forest, I think it's a really, really sensible signing. So I'm going to finish this video now by talking about Christian Eriksen. Now, he's got a dilemma to make. He's run his contract down at Brentford. He joined there for around about 5 to 6 months. It was excellent for Brentford. And he's now got to make a decision whether he joins Tottenham, stays at Brentford, or then joins Man United. And reportedly, Spurs are no longer interested in Eriksen, but apparently Eriksen's now deciding between Man United and Brentford. I mean, it's just so surreal. Imagine if you said 3 years ago that Eriksen, or even 2 years ago, that Eriksen would be deciding between Man United and Brentford. But obviously, Man United are a far bigger club. They can offer Eriksen a lot more money. But footballing-wise, it makes sense for Eriksen to stay at Brentford. You can't begrudge Eriksen whichever he chooses. If I was Eriksen personally, I would probably choose to stay at Brentford because footballing-wise, he's going to get more game time at Brentford's. Brentford are a better, well-run club. And yes, Man United are a far bigger club. They offer Eriksen more money. But how much game time is he going to get at Man United? And realistically, yes, Man United are going to more likely win trophies than Brentford. But are Man United close to winning a trophy at the moment? I don't think so. So, look, you couldn't begrudge Eriksen if he joins Man United. But it's quite interesting to see now he's deciding between Brentford and Man United. I just find that quite interesting. But anyway, thank you for being patient with me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you very much.